Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Journey to Wisdom and Wealth. My name is Tara. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back so much. I really appreciate you for coming back all the time, every day, leaving comments, making all the suggestions and all the encouraging words. I am so grateful. Y'all, I'm at 250. I'm claiming over 250, but I'm at 250 subscribers, and it's thanks to you. I hope you watch this, and if you want to become a part of the grateful gang, you hit that subscribe button, y'all. Hit it like you love it. It's free 99. Don't forget to like the video. It helps the algorithm. Anyway, that's not what we're here today about. Usually we're doing financial budgeting videos along with following me on my road to home ownership. But here and there, I like to throw in my Dear Budgeting community videos, which just addresses some things that I like to talk about that I feel involve budgeting as well. So today's topic is Happy Valentine's Day, you guys. It's not the topic, but I'm saying Happy Valentine's Day because it revolves around Valentine's Day. So I got my little red shirt on for y'all, a little zhuzh. Okay, y'all like it? A little senorita action. All right, so my red shirt is on and we're going to talk about Valentine's Day because I am a single Valentine budgeter here. So there's no flowers or candy unless my mama or daddy want to give me some. But I want to talk about dating and budgeting. How is it dating a budgeter? And should you be ashamed? The answer is no. If you're a budgeter, male or female, never be ashamed that you're on a budget, especially in the dating scene. I know sometimes it's harder for men because if you're budgeting as a male, you're expected to take us on dates and spend money. And if you feel like, look, it's not in my budget, you should be with somebody who can totally understand that concept. And that is why I think it's super important when you're dating to bring up finances. Now, I don't think you should go into your first date asking somebody about their finances because it may come off a little rushed, nerdy, whatever you want to call it. But I think if this person is somebody that you find attractive or somebody that you want to move forward into like dating or courting, it should be something that's brought up. Budgeting should never make a woman, on the other hand, and males, maybe you want to consider if you're going to start dating, create an actual budget for it so you're not going over budget. Also, women, like if you feel like you're going to be with someone and you want to give them nice gifts or treat them to dinner now and once in a while, also create a dating envelope, which I've seen a lot of women do out here. Shout out to you for doing that. Having your date night envelopes, budgeting out, it is possible. Now, please keep in mind, I am single, but I obviously have dated. I've actually been proposed to, all that jazz. So I just always said no. But the thing is, I understand, okay? So, but I am not the end all be all. This is all just my opinion. Y'all know I like to talk. So one of the questions is, I feel like there's a stigmatism about women who ask about money on dates, and that we're automatically thrown out there as gold diggers when we ask about money on dates. Please do not let that sway you from asking about money on dates or when you're finding someone you like. If you've gone on a couple of dates and you're comfortable enough about talking about other things, then we need to be comfortable enough about talking about budgets. Some of the things I asked in the past and will continue to ask is, do you budget? Like, very simply, do you have a budget? What is your spending habits? Are you a saver or are you a spender? And I'm going to bring them up in like legit conversations, or I'm just going to bring them up because I want to know. Are you working on any financial goals? Do you have ambitions for the next couple years financially? Just bring it up to where you don't seem like, I feel like if you come at somebody and you're like, oh, what kind of car you drive, or you got a house, and it comes off more like you're looking to like find out what they have rather than how they've achieved it or what they're doing to get there, which can come off a little gold diggerish. But we don't want that. We don't want that stigma on us while we're dating. While we're dating, we want to, well, for me, as a person who would be, let's say, I'm not dating right now, but when I'm ready to date again, I would be dating with intention, or I'm dating with a purpose. So my purpose would eventually to get married, right? So I'm gonna date you, we're gonna be friends, I'm gonna think you're cute, you're gonna think I'm cute, we're gonna talk, and then we're gonna date, and then you're gonna say it's official, and we're gonna court, and then we're gonna get engaged, and we're gonna get married. Like that and like so, okay? Like Auntie Tabitha says. That's what my visions are, you know? That's how I see it going. But if somewhere in there we have not talked about if you're budgeting, how you handle your money, do you have a 401k, what your credit score looks like, I think there's a problem, because I don't want to marry someone that I don't know how they handle money. I have seen it personally in my life where one parent is really great with money and another one is horrible. They're spending it, they don't know what they did with it, and then the other person ends up having to pick up their slack all the time. I see it. It's tiring. It's not fair. It's not a cool situation. So then they have people who really just don't know, because at some point you also have to remember you also didn't know at some point. You weren't always this wonderful budgeter that had your finances in order, you're paying debt, and you now have this amazing credit score. There are people out there that are interested in learning, y'all. If you're dating them and you can tell that they want to know, or this is something they're interested in learning about, they might be a keeper. But if you can talk about money and they're not as comfortable, or they get all uneasy about it, that might not be the person for you. Like, you can tell, like, there's a difference between I'm uncomfortable but I'm willing to learn, and that I'm uncomfortable, sis, don't even talk to me about that, because I'm gonna spend my money the way I want to spend my money, and I'm gonna do what I want to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a no for me, dog. We ain't gonna work. Because in the overall, now we have to think about, what if we move forward, right? Me personally, my plan is not to live with the boyfriend or whatever until we're engaged or whatever. Then we can get a house together, boom boom boom, we can do that. But if I do decide to live with my boyfriend or something like that, at that point, now it's like, do we budget? Y'all can let me know down below in the comments. If you're in a relationship, do you budget your money together, or do you budget your money separately? So if you're with your boyfriend, and do you keep your own budget and they keep their own budget? And so that's why it's also important to bring that up, because it's like, what if you decide to move in and you're splitting everything, or you buy a home together and you're splitting everything? I want to make sure that the person that I'm with, when I'm doing my budget and got my half of the rent, mortgage, light bill, utilities, whatever you decide, whether they're paying the mortgage or you're paying the utilities, whatever it is, I want to make sure that when I'm over here budgeting and got myself together, that you also are budgeting and have yourself together, because I'm gonna need you not have your half of the rent. Okay, we need to be together on one accord. Okay, so that's why I think it's important to have these talks. Also, you also have to be willing to have, for me, meetings, like whether it's once a week, twice a week, depending on how you get paid, or even once a month, to see where we are both in our financial journeys, how we're saving, how you're doing, what we're saving towards. Like, if we're getting married, how are we saving towards the home? What are we putting towards the home? Can we come up with the action plan? Can we figure something out together? Let me know your thoughts on these things down below. So then we also want to talk about, did he pay on the first date? Are you expecting him to pay on the first date? Personally, me, I expect you to pay on the first date. Did he leave a tip? Do you feel like someone who doesn't leave a tip is very not giving? Because if you don't leave a tip or a good tip, I'm like, Jesus not hiring, so I'm not judging you, but I might be looking at you a little sideways. And also be very, very cautious about when men say to you they don't know. If you ask them about like how they spend their money, I don't know. This and that, I don't know. Where do you put your last $100? I don't know. What happened to the $20 I gave you? I don't know. Y'all, they are not kidding. They really don't be knowing. And I personally don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who can't keep track of what they did the last $20 that you should have put towards gas. I don't know is a real life answer, right? And if you're going to be with me, which means that eventually, like I said, we're leading to marriage, I need to be able to follow somebody or be led by somebody who knows. Okay, I can't not know, and then you can't not know. We both can't just be not knowing. We're not going to be the blind leading the blind, and that I don't need in my life. Okay, and it just will not work out for me. Like I said, this is me personally. These are things that I am looking for as a budgeter while dating. So a couple red flags for me personally, you have to remember this is all my opinion. Red flag for me is on the first date you don't want to pay, or on the first date you want to split it half and half. Only way that really works for me is if I asked you on this date. If I asked you on a date, I am a believer that if I asked you out, then okay, then I plan on paying. Big props to you if you actually pay, even though I asked you. Cool, I'm not gonna say no. Second red flag for me is if you misplaced your wallet as you came on this date. Like we done did all this, and you ordered the most expensive things, got so many drinks, and then all of a sudden you don't have your wallet. You left your wallet. I mean, who leaves their wallet on a date for real? Okay, anyway. And third red flag for me is if after speaking to me for a couple of weeks to a month, you have the audacity to ask me for some money. I know this is not a problem for everyone, but baby, this is a problem for me. I feel like some type of way about a guy asking me for money before you really know me. Because after a couple of weeks to a month, you don't really know me. How comfortable are you asking me for money this early on? To me, that's a trend. And I'm like, so you're just going to keep asking me for money. And that I am not okay with. Another red flag for me budgeting while dating was, it kind of changed now due to the pandemic, was somebody who, well, actually, no, this is still a red flag. If you're dating and you don't have a job, what are you doing? Where are you getting this money? And you don't have a job. Like, if you don't have a job, you're about to lose your job. You about to lose your, better go find you a job. Okay, why are you dating if you're unemployed? My thing is, like, if you're unemployed and you are getting unemployment benefits, your priorities are probably to save or be looking for a job. All right, and please don't misconstrue this as if we're in a relationship, we're married, things like that, cool, and you lose your job. Yeah, I'm here to hold you down. We're together now. Yes, we're married. We do this together. Same vice versa I would expect on your going to look for a job, which brings me to another point. If you don't have a job and you've been on unemployment for years, so you trying to tell me that you can't find no job, not to one CVS, McDonald's, Burger King, Amazon always hiring, UPS, FedEx, a trucking company. You could have had a whole new skill in 2 years. Like, so to me, it's a budgeter. I'm like, I know how I am. I would find a way to find a job because of the way that my ambition is set up. So if your mentality is not like that, for me, that's a no. Y'all comment down below what y'all think about my red flags, and please let me know down below what are some of the red flags that I forgot while budgeting and dating. So I am not married, so I'm just going to talk on this quickly because I don't know, and all my married people can definitely comment down below. I think once I'm married, I definitely want meetings. I definitely want us to budget together and separately. I say that being having a joint account where we add all our money in, and me also having side money where I'm able to save my allotted allowance too for myself. But as married people, I feel like, and this is from a single point of view, so please don't take it wrong, I feel like if it was me and I was married, I cannot be that person who's not involved in the money. So a lot of times it's like the women are in charge of the money and the men don't know anything. I don't think that's smart, because if something happens to you, he needs to know. He needs to know what's going on, because especially more than likely you have children, and they need to know what's going on, because everything will be left on them. And if they have no idea, it could all go down the drain. Whereas it's also very important that I cannot date a person or marry a person who tells me that they're going to handle all the finances and I just need to do what they ask me to do, like cook, clean, whatever, and not worry about the money. No, that's also not going to work for me, because I'm going to need to know exactly what's going down with the money. Whether you want to handle it and allocate, that's fine, but we need to have those meetings where I actually physically see where the money is going and what is happening. Especially speaking to my stay-at-home single moms, if your husband is the one working, please make sure you're monitoring your money as well, because I've seen a lot of stories where, God forbid, your husband passes away and he's the one who is making all the money and he's the one who is entitled to all the finances, and they have no passwords, they have no way to access anything. Sometimes they don't even realize that their husband had no insurance on the life insurance, so now they have to figure out how to take care of their kids as well as take care of all the bills in the house and pay a funeral cost that they don't have money for, because they got their last check for the husband who passed away and it was nothing compared to whatever all this stuff was going on. Insurance is super important, you guys. Make sure your husbands have life insurance and vice versa. Now, this is the last topic I'm going to talk about while dating and budgeting, and this is also for my married people. And I'm actually just going to ask your questions down in the comments. What are your thoughts on a prenup? Okay, because I feel like this is a super hot topic. What, honey, is your thoughts on a prenup? Do you think you should get one? Do you not think you should get one? Let me tell you like this, right? In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with it. I think a lot of people, there's two thoughts on this, where it's like, if you get one, you must not love me, and why would you need one if you plan on being in a relationship forever with someone? I get that, I do. And then there's the other point of view where it's like, well, I need to protect what I need to protect, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like a lot of times on the other side of that, it's always like portrayed as the man having a lot of money and the woman wanting to not be a gold digger, or portray herself as a gold digger as wanting his money, when we must remember that we in the 2021s, okay, that women are coming into these relationships with lots of money and they need to protect themselves as well. And maybe we're coming into this relationship together, both with money, and we're protecting ourselves. So the reason I would be for a prenup is that I don't feel like a prenup is about how much I love you and how much I don't love you. And if you do love me, you would want to make sure that me and maybe your possible kids are secure in the future when you decide you don't want to love me no more, okay? Or when you decide this is not working out or we've grown apart. I want to make sure that me, my children, or whoever, or me, myself and I, is taken care of, just as the same with you. I want to make sure that you are taken care of, so everything is split evenly as possible, or you come with what you came with, you leave with what you came with, whatever it may be. I know there are going to be discussions in the comments, and I want to read them all. I want to know them all. Let me know your point of view, because obviously I'm single. I don't know the full lesson of prenup, but that's the way I think of it. So I think I would lean towards having a prenup. And then I think to myself, and this is the last thing, because y'all know I like throw a little Bible in there on the end, and maybe I'm misconstruing this, but this is the way I think about it. Remember Samson with all that hair and all that strength, and the man was fine and everybody wanted him, but he wanted Delilah, right? And so she was not who he was supposed to be with, and he's so in love. He got married, he in her bed, he loved her, he loved her, he loved her. Cool, right? Cool. The reason Delilah used to say that he should tell him his secret, she should tell him his secret about his strength, was because how you married to me, you don't really love me. Please don't let nobody jeopardize your life, your strength, your well-being, your wealthiness in order to talk about something. You don't love me. I can love you and not tell you what Jesus told me not to tell you. Or I cannot give you all my stuff, so we're going to sign this prenup. And that's the way I think about it. After she used the love me card to get his information, then he was tied up and bound and somewhere without his strength, you know? So, and then thankfully God gave it back to him one last time to be, you know, to show his glory. But, and you can rebound from all of this if you were previously in this situation, is what I'm saying. But do not use that. This is why I love you, love me, and I love him, and so we don't need this as a prenup. Be smart about it. Okay, guys, but that is all I was gonna say about dating and budgeting. The moral of this video is, if you're budgeting and you're dating and you're a budgeter, do not feel any type of way about asking about money when it seems appropriate or when you want to move forward in a relationship with someone. It is your right and your peace of mind to know how they feel about it and how you both handle it, and if you can grow together or if you need to go. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember, in order to be great, you have to be grateful, and I'm super duper grateful for you. Happy Valentine's Day, you guys. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Remember, faith over fear forever, forever, ever.